Okay, welcome. This is James Possible with another episode of Let's Talk. And in this video, as promised, I am going to share another video, or not a video, another article, actually two articles. And before we get there, let's talk just a moment. And the word for today is think. There's so much going on globally, financially, and uh, the big players really want to keep you in paper money because this gives them the power to control your money. This gives them the power to profit off of your money, while the value of your dollar goes down, whether it's a euro, a US dollar, or some other currency. The value of that paper money over time is going to go down because they keep printing more and more money. And the people who have the lion's share of the money, the governments, the central banks, and the politicians, they are working against you and I. They are literally stealing money from you and I. And they're doing this through the printing, the excessive printing of paper money. And nobody's holding them accountable. In fact, modern money theory today actually doesn't take issue with debt. Modern money theory actually feels that debt can be solved over time if you hold it long enough. Now, that's nothing you or I could do with our money. If we attempted to do some of the accounting things that the central banks do and the governments do, even the politicians, we would be in jail. End of story. Because in our world, those things are illegal. But somehow, they have the ability to manipulate money like they're doing right now. And it's costing you and I, it's costing us a future, a financial future. So when I say think, I want you to, it's just so important that you and I begin to think for ourselves. Think for yourself. It's your money. Take responsibility for your money. It's your financial circumstance. It's your financial future. You have got to think about it. You can't accept what everybody else is telling you. You have got to do the work to figure it out. And the thing that's working against you right now and against Karatbars is that there's this campaign right now that's going on, and it's probably not going to go away, and it's probably only going to get worse as Karatbars grows and and begins to do more and more, because there are people, the central banks, the governments, the politicians, that want to keep you in paper money. I don't know if you can remember when the Bitcoin came out, but everybody, governments were upset. But here we are 10 years later, and we actually have legitimate investment companies that are investing in Bitcoin. It's crazy, right? So we have people all over the map, financially and globally, that are investing and trading even in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And so that's something that we probably wouldn't have imagined back when the Bitcoin first came out. And here we are today. They didn't fix the situation in 2007, 2008. They just kept printing money. And that has made the value of our money, your money, my money, whether it's the euro, the US dollar, or some other paper currency, it's losing value every day because they keep printing money every day. And here's the thing, the countries, there are countries, the smaller countries, that rely on the value of the US dollar. So they have to keep a certain amount on hand at all times because that's the security for that country, right? That's what keeps their currency, that's what keeps the country solvent. And if the US keeps printing money recklessly without any accountability, that means that these countries have to keep buying more and more US currency. And the tragedy is that the value of their currency is going down. So they're buying this currency, this paper money, that ultimately is losing value even as they're buying it. And that's happening for you and I. And I shared that because I want you to understand that globally, like around the world, globally, what the U.S. is doing, the euro, the European Union's been doing, and other central banks and governments, they are relentlessly printing money. And they're putting our financial future, your financial future, at risk. So if you were to take, say you had $1,000 today, right? And you were to maybe like pay some utility bills, buy some groceries, maybe even go to a movie, right? And a few things like that, put some gas in your car and whatnot. That same $1,000, 10 years from now, if you tried to do the same things that you did today with it, you would not be able to, because in 10 years, that same $1,000 will be worth less, a lot less. And that's not going to change because the way they're printing money right now, it's just not going to change. And there's other pieces to that puzzle that I could share, but that's beyond the scope of this discussion. Right now, I want to get back to this thinking for ourselves, taking responsibility for our own financial future. You taking responsibility for your financial future, just like I'm taking responsibility for mine. And that's where Karatbars is so different and so very important. This campaign that's been going on for several months against Karatbars, I call them the haters. And haters have it easy because nobody holds a hater accountable. They are literally writing and saying whatever they want, however they want to say it, and nobody's able to really stop them. Nobody holds them accountable, and unfortunately, somebody reads something like that because there's this mentality on the internet, everything you read is true, and it's not. This is why the whole think for yourself. This campaign, which I told you I really feel is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as Karatbars continues to grow and sell more gold, because Karatbars right now is the largest seller of gold in small quantities, and we sell quantities of gold all the way down to 1/10 of a gram. And other retailers just simply don't do that. So it's really important to understand. Huge distinction. There's a big difference between Karatbars and the typical retailer market for gold and precious metals. But haters are writing these articles. These articles are not saying anything new. They're talking about things that have already been hashed out, that have been investigated. In no case has there been any proof of Karatbars doing anything illegal. So, but that doesn't keep them from creating another article, posting it up as a new article, and it's really not a new article. Same thing, video, referencing a video that's been out there and saying the same kind of thing. And it's unfortunate because if you accept this fake reporting, this fake journalism, these fake articles as truth, then it's costing you time and money. And this is why I'm saying think for yourself. Okay, haters have it easy, and there's nothing we can do about that. That's just the way it is on the internet right now, and you've got to learn to move beyond that. So stop listening to these people, because they have money behind them, that money that doesn't want you and I to be financially free, money that doesn't want you and I to actually save in gold, that doesn't want you and I to accumulate gold. See, it's interesting. If you and I start buying gold and storing gold to protect our spending power, right, our purchasing power, they call what we're doing hoarding. Not saving, but hoarding. Very interesting. And when the central bank is buying, printing this fake money and then buying real gold with it, for them, they're protecting the economy. They're protecting the banking system. We're doing the same thing they're doing, but somehow what they're doing is for the benefit of everybody, and what we're doing is not for the benefit of anybody. But here's the reality. If everybody globally was to have a certain amount of gold, ask yourself this: would we have the financial crisis that we have going on today? I don't think we would. But that's beyond this discussion, so I don't want to keep, I can, me, I can rant, I can keep going. And it's bottom line is, it's your money. It's your future. It's your financial future. So you've got to learn to think and think for yourself. Haters don't pay your bills. Haters don't pay your bills. They're not responsible for you. So before you take the advice of a hater, maybe you should think twice about it. Maybe you should begin to ask other questions. Well, okay, is this old news? Is this something that's already been said and already been proven not to be true? Because if it is, then why do you care about it? Fake news is costing you money. If you're not taking action, in other words, moving your paper money into gold, and you're not doing it because of haters, the campaign that's out there right now and actively working against Karatbars, and if you're letting these things stop you, you're losing time. And time is your greatest asset. The more time you have to exchange your paper money for gold, the greater the opportunity you have in your future, your financial future. And if you don't have savings today, if you haven't been able to build a savings today, and you keep waiting because of these people that do not have your best interest, um, you're not going to like the outcome when the financial crisis hits. Because this next one is going to be bigger than anything we've ever experienced, and it's going to be global. Because there's no way out. If anything major collapses, it's going to have a global effect, a worldwide effect. And so we're really out of time. We're on borrowed time right now. And with Karatbars, you can begin to start acquiring gold for as little as €5, $6 US, depending on the price of gold, right? And you can't do that anywhere else. But it's time to start exchanging your fake money for gold, which is gold is considered real money. And the gold that Karatbars sells is 24.999 pure. It is currency grade gold. It's investment grade gold. So stop listening to these people. They do not have your best interest at heart. And over the last 2 years, Karatbars has put 36 kilograms of gold into the hands of everyday people like you and I. 36 kilograms. That has a value of $1.6 million in that area. Think about that. That's a lot of gold. So the mission of Karatbars is to make gold affordable for the masses, for the ordinary everyday people, to put gold in the hands of the masses, the everyday ordinary people. And we're doing that. And that's proof right there that we're doing it. Yeah, before we get to this part, let me flip back here and let's get into the articles. I got a little off track there. Sorry about that. So there's this article came out with a warning about Karatbars. FSCA issues a warning regarding Karatbars. And if you go through this, Sizwe is the author of this. I would not call him a journalist in any way. He simply has shared stuff that's already out there in the world on the internet. Nothing new. This 40% over market price isn't true. It may have been back in 2011. Karatbars has been around since 2011 selling gold in small quantities. So today, pricing is very competitive. You can compare Karatbars gold, 1 gram of gold with 1 gram of gold at any other online retailer, and you're going to see some that are higher, you're going to see some that are less, but not by much. I mean, it's all within that price. So it's just simply not true. This whole article is not true. And the parts that have any legal questions in them, all of that's already been investigated and proven not to be true. So in this article, I'll put both these links in the general description. In this article, Arthur Charles talks about, what he does is he goes back to this article, he takes pieces of the article, and one by one he goes through it and he comments on it. The FSCA is actually the authority over the financial service providers in South Africa. Okay. And they are not really very nice to the South to South Africans, right? Because right now, here's the thing. I'm trying to find, where does he talk about that? I think, is this it? Yeah, so Karatbars allows South Africans to generate incomes in gold at levels that local financial service providers within South Africa, right, that they cannot match. So Karatbars has created an opportunities for these people to create an income that they otherwise would not have an opportunity to create. And I'll slide down to the bottom real quick, because what he talks about here is currently South Africa has an unemployment rate of 29%. And the fact is, through Karatbars, these people actually have an opportunity to create an income, a real income, through Karatbars, through acquiring and selling gold. Now, how can you, an income that they couldn't otherwise create? What else here? Oh, then this Karatbars is the only business that makes gold accessible and affordable enough. I guess I should highlight that. So people for all economic levels can acquire and own gold. But the article doesn't tell you that, right? And that's his point here. So he really goes through this and he breaks it down. Some of these points I've touched on as well. But it's, again, it's motivated by the central banks, the big banks. There was one other point I was wanting to share here. Oh, it's down further. So Charles says, in 1990, banks lobbied the South African government, right, to pass legislation that forced, banks are not our friends today, people. They want our money, and they don't care what it takes to get that money. They passed legislation forcing employers to pay all employees through their bank accounts. So the bank literally gets to see your money before you do, even though you're the one that's working for that money in South Africa. And they were actually able to pass legislation that made that a law. So where's the scam? What's the real scam? It's the banks. It's big money. All right, so let's pop back here and wrap this up. All right, I'm sorry, I'm clicking here, I shouldn't be. So at the end of this, right, there's two things. There's gold and there's KBC coins. And the KBC coins is fairly new to Karatbars. However, you are able to exchange coins, 100 coins, KBC coins, for 1 gram of gold. So literally, because of the price of KBC coins and the current price of gold, you're actually able to buy the gold for pennies on the dollar at a huge discount. And there's just no other place that you can do that. You can purchase gold in small quantities without paying a high price for it, a premium for it, because with a traditional gold retailer, a metals retailer, a bullion dealer, they're going to charge you a fee, higher and higher fee, the smaller the quantity of gold gets. The smaller the quantity of gold, the bigger the fee they're going to charge you. Well, that cost, that price, that fee stops at the gram level with Karatbars. So if it's a gram is 50 euros, with Karatbars, 1/10 of a gram will be 5 euros. There is no extra fee charged for those who are only purchasing 1/10 of a gram versus a gram of gold. So again, Karatbars is made gold available and affordable in a way that no other company globally or worldwide is doing. So if you want to find out more about the KBC coins, buying gold for pennies, maybe even just investing in gold, just exchanging paper money for gold, all you have to do is text the word think to 405-293-8388. Again, text the word think, THINK, to 405-293-8388. In Europe, you can text to country code +44, and the number is 114-360-7261. Again, that's country code +44. Number is 114-360-7261. And I don't know that I seem to be having issues with the European number, so I'm not sure I'm going to keep doing that. It was an experiment, and I don't think it's working. So, but you're still able to text me with to the 405 number. I'm actually looking for a different solution. Hopefully I can figure out a solution that'll work well. But for now, you do have the 405 number that you're more than welcome to text to, and I will get it, and then I'll figure out how to follow up from there. Yeah, so I think that's it. It went a little longer than I wanted, but I don't know if it's really ranting. It's just really wanting you to understand that this isn't a level playing field. There are people that have an advantage here, and they want to keep that advantage. They don't want you and I to, they don't want to give us the opportunity to trade on the same level. And with Karatbars, you and I have that opportunity. We today have an opportunity to make up for lost time, first of all, and secondly, to begin to prepare for a financial future that is worth living for, right? One that we actually want to have, because if all you're doing is saving in paper money, and let's say you keep working as hard as you're working today, earning the same amount of money, well, 10 years from now, your quality of life is going to be less. You're still going to be working hard, getting the same money, but your quality of life is actually going to go down because the value of your money is going down. So literally, if your pay stays the same for 10 years, you are literally making less money, and you don't know it until you really stop to think about it. And Karatbars gives you an opportunity to change that. All you have to do is text the word think to 405-293-8388, and that's here in the US and Canada. +1 is the country code, and that's it. You know what to do. See you on the other side.